Everyone said at the beginning of the year the goal was to just stay in it, stay in it. It's a dangerous game to play.
Like it goes like nice, and then when I let off.
Marvin actually looks amazing in those whoops.
Only once in the last 24 years has a rider left Daytona with the points lead and not won the championship.
Wow.
Well, I think he'd like to take back the position as the #1 guy in the KTM rig. Every point counts. Marvin Musquin needs to do the best that he can.
Preseason, if I told you we were to Daytona, which would be a bigger surprise, you Roczen not winning a main or Musquin not winning a main?
We're past midway in the season. Every round's counting more and more importantly now.
We got 4 riders within 22 points after 9 rounds. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is the closest 4-way battle for the championship in 34 years.
The storyline is really Webb winning all these races and taking the series by storm, but not really. We're still really tight. I mean, if for some reason Cooper didn't get on the podium tonight, this thing could be right back to zeros again.
This is start, baby. What you're gonna focus on is this start. Everything else will happen. It will come to you. You don't think, give them help.
Webb on the inside, walks it, coming around the outside. Webb gets the whole shot.
Well, I think he'd like to take back the position as the #1 guy in the KTM rig. You gotta remember when Ryan Dungey was racing, Marvin had a lot of respect for him in the championship.
Musquin struggled there in the corner, and Baggett got around.
Every point counts. Marvin Musquin needs to do the best that he can to try to get by Blake Baggett.
Cooper Webb will do it. He'll win his 5th race of the year as he takes the checkers in Atlanta.
He's handled pressure. He's made last corner passes. I mean, he's done it every way that there is to do it.
My lines weren't quite. I made some mistakes.
Good job.
No, it was good.
Good job. I'm proud of you, man. It was awesome.
Breathing was a little tougher. It was just tough because I think I was holding my breath in the sand, like so nervous.
Oh, yes.
And then you take a short breath, and then it's like, dude, the track's pretty annoying.
No, I can see that.
The teams and the riders with riding facilities, which let's face it, is everybody now.
Yeah.
Those guys have workers that work on their bikes, work on the tracks. They're at home right now building a Daytona track.
Everything else is inside a stadium, it's either covered or not, and it's a legit Supercross track. So to win that one, yeah, it's a statement because it's not a typical Supercross track. Number 2, it's Daytona Bike Week.
The team semis are going to be there at the tracks, which maybe happens a couple times a year for testing, but that's a pretty cool week. Rarely does the whole team and the trucks operate out of those riding facilities.
To be able to win Daytona, it's higher up on the list than just any other one because there's only one a year.
Kevin, the industry embraces this track differently. All the Cali dudes are here in Florida building specific tracks to
They're building
Daytona.
singles to flat ground.
Daytona week, they configured this whole outdoor section. So try to get a mixture of both. That's what we've done every year. By the end of the day and tomorrow should be pretty good.
Webb is kind of managing this series. The question will be, can anybody get on a run and win a bunch of races?
I feel really good everywhere, actually.
Important today being a Monday that we get a good, comfortable setting.
One nice, long, fast section. We should be able to get something set up good. Marvin actually looks amazing in those whoops.
Marv is just perfect situations over and over to chip away at this thing, and whether it's he just not getting it done or Cooper just rising to the occasion, whatever side of the fence you're on.
It's like free, it's nice and soft, but like it goes like nice, and then when I let off, like jump, ding, it wants to.
Then you can maybe slow down the rebound a bit. Can you go from over here, no?
More? Good?
Marvin is riding spectacularly well. Maybe the best out of anybody when you average it all out over the last few weeks.
Looks better there.
The only difference between the two has been Marvin's gotten good starts, but Webb has gotten unbelievably good starts. I don't think riding-wise, you can really put a huge difference between Marvin and Webb.
The next set coming back here stays pretty down. There's going to be a good lap right here. .103.6.
I feel like Marvin might have a faster lap than Webb in like every race this year, but never beats him. I mean, he was better than him in Atlanta.
Marvin's getting better, and that's, to me...
Yeah, he said at the beginning of the season, he's coming basically, he started the season at a 60 or whatever, now he's up to about 100% on the knee, so those are the stories, if you're not paying attention, you're like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? Well, pay attention.
This looks actually nice, eh? The balance and everything. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. We'll head back, and then we'll try that, and then we should have a game plan.
I'm saying right here, I'm stamping it, Marvin Musquin's going to win Daytona. He's going to break out.
That is a bold statement. But he's capable of it.
You know what I saw Marvin do after this triple? Right? And he kind of, you know how I always went triple?
Yeah.
He kind of went too far and kind of just and balanced and you double out.
The
it seemed pretty fast. Yeah, it seemed pretty fast. You know, it might get so ruddy or rough out of the turn, but I don't know. Because we have to like kind of give it the barriers to make that 3 out of the turn.
Yeah, because you're kind of turning him over too.
This feels so good. Like, it doesn't feel like we're at, like, it feels like we're at a cool fun race.
I love this place.
There's still a fast lap line that was
not crazy.
Not crazy.
Dangerous.
That, to me, is like, instead, where it gets more dangerous is you make us all do the same line. It gets gnarly, rutted, we're pushing, we're, you know, trying to scrub, and then we drag a peg or something. To where this, like, you look at how it used to be in the past with Stu. He'd jump some crazy
now
jump.
They all got to do this shit.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
No, you're right. He would be the only dude doing it.
And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. That's racing, baby.
Ken, can I get a picture of Tyler?
Going that way.
The low speed was better. One click on the low speed was more. It was easier for me first lap in the sand and then at the end to make jumps, you know, with bumps. It was easier because my rear, I felt like my rear would help me to bounce. For sure.
This is how this normally works. The first couple rounds are pure chaos. Someone starts to separate themselves, and once they separate themselves, it is over.
So Daytona represents, like, it's pretty significant that if you win Daytona, you're kind of the guy.
I think for this season, the stats you kind of have to throw out the window.
It's easy for these guys to say second, third, that's fine. It's just the first half of the year. I just want points. Dude, I think it kills them when they get beat. And then if that starts stacking up, then shit starts going sideways.
See yourself first in that turn. Slowly, buddy. Just believe in it and it will happen. Just give it all.
Are you concerned about Ken Roczen?
I wouldn't say I'm concerned. The guy can still win races, but he's got to get his mind right.
That's how we cruise the streets. I don't like throwing them with the sticky side down. It's when you go, it like makes a noise, you know what I mean? Like since it's stiffer.
If you're a smart guy like Ken is, you say, all right, look, I'm going to sit back and see what Cooper does. Surely this third-year 450 guy, there's no way he can maintain this.
Ken has really been searching for comfort lately, Ricky.
It's funny, today I saw his dad walking the track with him, and you know what? If this is what makes Ken tick, then I'm all for it, and at this point, you got to do anything you can.
Yeah, Roczen in fourth.
Well, you turned it around at least, you know what I mean? We don't want to be fourth, but it's better than how our day was going, you know what I mean? You held it together for all the races. Your best race was the main. At least you were more consistent. We keep fighting, buddy. There's no giving up. There's no giving up.
He was battling more, showing a little bit more aggression during the beginning of the year, and he was on the podium. You can't make up points. He's now what?
No, that's what I'm saying. He might
13 points down.
It's concerning to him, I think, at this point.
You just try to get every inch out of it, don't you? Ah, mother!
I wish you would have some kind of dessert, like cake or ice cream or something.
Wollen fragen, was haben Sie denn, wie meine Saison bis jetzt sind? Kannst du auf Deutsch sagen?
At this point in the season, I think we have a good idea of who these guys are, and that may be scaring that guy a little bit. Ken Roczen may go, am I really a fourth place guy now?
Also ich sehe jetzt im Moment die Saison besser wie erwartet. Nach 2 solchen Jahren habe ich mit längeren Erfahrungen gerechnet oder mit schlechteren Rennen.
Kenny Roczen? Anyone? He has not made the podium since Dallas.
Good stuff.
The balance, it doesn't unload, like, and I can talk, you know what I mean?
When I watch him, he just doesn't look as sharp and doesn't seem to have the intensity that he had earlier in the season. And I don't know if it's physical, I don't know if it's mental with his brother-in-law's, severe injury.
Well, he said he thinks it's better than he expected because after having 2 years like I had, he thought it would take longer to get rid of the thoughts and jitters, because you might not in this moment think that it bothers you, but it lingers in your head for a long time.
There are definitely different things you could point to. I know they've been testing a lot to try to help Kenny out. So the obvious thing is he's not at the same level he was earlier in the season, where he was basically a podium guy every single time.
Ich denke mehr für die nächsten 3 Jahre wie für dieses Jahr.
He was thinking more for the next 3 years rather than this year. But obviously I always race to win.
It doesn't do any of this.
Yeah, that's good to have for this weekend because there's going to be a lot of swapping.
I like how you, before the wall in the back, you like,
yeah.
Why are you hitting the jump?
I don't know, there's one bump. But I got squirrely once because I kind of got sideways before, but there's one bump. You just got to commit and you land right in the turn and then...
Yeah, because you literally, it looks like you hit a jump. You're so high. But you're so light on your pegs through there, too.
You were good after when you caught Chase. Then you did a little mistake, tried to pass him and you fell back.
I can't see back there.
But then you did your fastest laps.
Yeah.
You went into that sand like 3 jumps.
I know. You see before the wall?
Yeah.
Then in the hole,
and then into the turn. Yeah, that was sick.
I just have to wonder, he's got to be frustrated with Cooper beating him week in and week out, and they're down there riding together, training together every day.
Now you're going to the start, Marv. You've been good all day. Make it happen.
Wagon with a great start. He's going to take that whole shot, and Cooper Webb is in fourth.
Chad Reed just tips over into Ken Roczen, then Ken Roczen collides with his teammate.
Ken Roczen is going to fall all the way back to about 21st.
Really impressed with Marvin. I mean, he is riding really aggressive right now. He's probably thinking to himself, man, I got to get by this guy. I cannot let him gain a few more points on me weekend after weekend.
I wonder if that's playing in his head a little bit during the races and causing him to ride a little bit more frantic than he would otherwise.
Through the sand and a bobble for Musquin again! Eli Tomac, he will win the Daytona Supercross for the 3rd time in his career.
These guys can say that they want podiums or it's points or I'm just trying to get to the halfway mark. Look, we know how this works internally. When these top dudes are not winning races, it freaking fries them. It's very difficult for someone else to win 5 races and not collect all this confidence and all this momentum or whatever you want to call it, and then have that bubble burst. Like if you're Roczen right now, you've got to be at the point where you're scratching your head like, what is going on?
Marvin Musquin, he was maybe the quickest guy on the track at times, and then big mistakes cost him.
Week after week after week, you've seen the speed, you've seen him come up, and he hasn't been able to make the pass. But he seems to get bottled up with some guys, and then he tries too hard, makes more mistakes, and then you can almost see that rhythm going away. So at the moment, he's his own worst enemy, I think.
This could be an important gate drop for the championship. Musquin with the whole shot. And Cooper Webb with a problem on the 2. The points leader struggling. Oh no! He flips to top 1 and makes a pass!
Wow! That's a championship performance.
Well, no, I'm going to tell you right now, Daniel, you know who's looking back and seeing that number 2 and didn't want to see it? It's the leader right now, Marvin Musquin.
Marvin Musquin with 7 podiums this year, but he has not seen the top step yet. Feeling the pressure of the weight of knowing that you're supposed to be the #1 rider. And Marvin Musquin lights the candles of Indianapolis with the big victory.
For me, for the last 6-8 weeks, Marvin's been arguably the best guy in the series, and he's slowly bringing the series back. He's going to have to nail everyone.
The hard thing always when you're trying to come from behind, even if you're fast, is you have 0 room for error. You can win 6 out of 8 races, but if you get 1/8, one bad night, you're done.
You want to get me to be sick, right?
So that's the hard part for Marvin. He has to be perfect now in every race for the rest of the year. He can't afford 1 4th place finish even.
So I'm flying out tonight, flying to Florida. He's only ridden 2 days since after Daytona.
I just think that Cooper is in the vulnerable spot. Marvin really has nothing to lose at this point.
I'm going to take a little lactate. I'm going to take the heart rate every 4 minutes.
It certainly looks like something's up. The writing's been on the wall that he doesn't look like the same guy.
And that's Musquin quickly into the lead.